Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit that bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, Venmo, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, a topic that's a hot topic, and I'm not talking about the goth store. Hot topic in this boxing industry is Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. There's been some collusion and confusion that have been inserted. The names like Dillion Whyte, Eddie Hearn saying his thing, Wilder, Joshua saying different thing. So Wilder did an interview with Sky Sports and he talked about the Dillion Whyte fight, and he said he would fight Dillion Whyte, right? Dillion Whyte, who also fought Joshua, lost to him. It was a fun fight. Dillion Whyte recently did an interview where he says Wilder is a disgrace. He hasn't fought a mandatory in 2 years, which I've already debunked that. He hasn't fought a mandatory in 2 years, but you got to look deeper. You got to look at why he hasn't. So you can't say someone's a disgrace when they're playing by the rules, but other people are dropping out and dropping off like flies and failing drug tests and stuff. And I don't even have to reopen this, but we'll just say Povetkin, Luis Ortiz, for whatever reason, they didn't follow the proper protocol and their fights were eliminated before they actually fought. So I can't agree with White saying that he's a disgrace for not fighting a mandatory and this and that. But Deontay Wilder, he documented and detailed the circumstances he would fight Dillion Whyte. And the link is in the description so you can hear Wilder's remarks verbatim. Deontay Wilder says, Dillion Whyte, he's doing what he's supposed to do. If he is feeling that way, let's see him. Personally, I don't think he feels that way. He knows he can't beat me. His promoter, Eddie Hearn, knows that he can't beat me. If they want to see that fight, I have no problem fighting that Dillion Whyte fight. As long as the contract says I have Anthony Joshua next. I will go anywhere in the world to show Dillion Whyte who is the best in the world. Put Anthony Joshua on the contract and I will come to England. Dillion Whyte is an easy fight. I can fight that fight in my sleep, one hand behind my back. I am the heavyweight champion of the world. I want to unify the heavyweight division, and I won't stop until I do that. Right? So, Joshua's fighting this weekend. It'll be on in the States on Showtime. He's fighting late replacement Carlos Takam, number 3 ranked with the IBF. His initial opponent, Kubrat Pulev, pulled out. Right? I did a first look on the Carlos Takam fight. Check that out. Boxingego first look tell of the tape so you can see how they measure up, Joshua and Takam. I've seen some photos from their face-off, and Takam is quite the height disparity. He's a lot shorter than Joshua. He's been stopped before by Povetkin, but you can't blame Joshua. He's fighting the next guy up to satisfy the mandatory stuff, right? But the Wilder fight is what I'm really checking for. I think that's a great fight, and Deontay Wilder seems to really want it. He also said that is going to be up to them. Once I finish my mandatory on November 4th, Joshua finishes Carlos Takam. We are both free agents. I don't see why that fight couldn't happen. He does not have anybody else in the division to fight that would be considered a great fighter. Right now, everybody wants to see who is the best in the heavyweight division. I am really the only one saying I am the best. I want to be shut up. I want my mouth closed, to be closed. If Eddie Hearn wants me to fight Dillion Whyte, I have no problem smashing Dillion Whyte. But make sure when you have that contract, you add Anthony Joshua, because I am going to come and knock down that kingdom that I helped build up. Boom. Listen, I've said this on live streams, past videos. My thoughts have not changed. To me, the whole Dillion Whyte situation is a diversion, a deflection, a decoy tactic from the promoter. And I understand the business, and the reason I think Eddie Hearn is throwing Dillion Whyte is because you have to look at chess, like chess pieces. Anthony Joshua, aside from Canelo, I don't know who's bigger, but it's one of them right now. Floyd gone, Pacquiao, he's losing to guys like Jeff Horn, and his star power is not the same. He's not even fully vested in boxing anyway because he's doing the politics stuff. So the biggest stars that are selling out the big venues and stuff is Canelo and Anthony Joshua. right? And when you look at chess pieces, Dillion Whyte is more expendable than Anthony Joshua as a business. And I'm not saying Dillion Whyte's a bad fighter, but I'm saying he's expendable because he's not generating. He lost to Joshua. He's not generating 60, 70,000, 90,000 seats sold when he fights. He's not even the main event. Like, he's fighting this weekend against Robert Helenas. That's not a big name. This is a guy who got knocked out not too long ago by, I think, Johan Duhaupas, a guy Wilder beat. So Whyte is not the headliner. But since Eddie Hearn is in charge of Joshua's career and Dillion Whyte, again, that's why I say it's a diversion, because Dillion Whyte is more expendable. Because if Wilder beats Dillion Whyte, for example, hypothetically, then it doesn't disrupt the money like that. If Wilder were to knock out Joshua, then that's a huge statement for the Al Heyman stable, for Wilder's career, and it disrupts the money, because it's just how the game goes. You look at, I mean, boxing, right or wrong, is not like the UFC. Guys who have multiple losses, bad losses, and stuff like that, sometimes the fans don't take kindly to that. Look at Erickson the Hammer Lubin. One day people are saying he's the next great hot prospect. Then he has a situation where he gets knocked out by a champion, Jermell Charlo. Some people are saying, retire. He's done for. He can never bounce back. So we know in fights like this, there's a lot on the line, because it's really a matter of who's the best heavyweight. America, this is kind of like this generation's Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson. You got the American guy versus the big British name. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be like, who's the king of the jungle? It is that. It is that. It's like an election. It's like who rules the heavyweight kingdom. It is that. You know what I'm saying? So Eddie Hearn, I think he realizes out of all the fights currently, in terms of experience, and see, this is what bothers me about this whole Wilder shit, because people are slandering Wilder, especially the fans, not so much Joshua or Eddie Hearn, but them doing it a little bit too, and Dillion Whyte. But it's the fans. The fans are saying Wilder is bum squad. He ain't fought nobody. That's more reason for you to take what he has, because in your comments, you guys are saying you don't respect Wilder. He ain't fought nobody. So now this is an opportunity to make some cool, quick cash and knock out Buffy the Bum Slayer. If that's what Deontay Wilder is to you, then like he's saying, he says, I want my mouth to be closed. It's very simple. So that's why these stories aren't making sense to me, especially from the fans, because the fans are saying Wilder ain't beat no one. Why didn't he fight Klitschko? Who cares? Klitschko's retired. That's neither here nor there. He's calling out Joshua now. They're both champions. Boom. And I think what he's doing, the walls are closing in on this whole situation, because what he's doing is now it's kind of like hot potato. If you guys, I don't know, people have iPads and stuff, so you guys might not have ever played outside or played things like hot potato. But basically, hot potato is you get a scalding hot potato and you pass it around. That's what Deontay Wilder, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, and Dillion Whyte have been doing. You know what I mean? And the Hearn side versus like Lou DiBella and Deontay Wilder's side, basically, and they're playing hot potato. But by Wilder stating this publicly to a UK-based Sky Sports interview, he kind of passed the rock to them. He passed the hot potato back to the Eddie Hearn side. So that's why I said the walls are closing in, because what he's saying right here is fair. You know what I mean? I understand. I don't care about the money, the 3, 4, 7 million, whatever they discuss and decide, that's their business. You know what I mean? But Wilder said, I'll come to the UK. I could beat Dillion Whyte. I'm not fearful of that. But make sure you put Joshua's name on the contract, meaning include Joshua as part of the package deal. If I beat Dillion Whyte, I get Joshua. And if Eddie Hearn and his team doesn't want to do that, then that's how you know this was more than meets the eye. Because why wouldn't you want to do that? It like the whole pretense from the fans and from Eddie Hearn is to bring Wilder to the UK to fight a known commodity like Dillion Whyte, who he's kind of kicking the door for a title, but he lost when he stepped up with Joshua and stuff. You could argue he lost with Derek Chisora, but he has a UK presence. People in the UK know him. He's on the YouTube channels and stuff like that do interviews. So he's a known commodity. So if you have Wilder fight Dillion Whyte or whatnot in the O2 arena or something like that, they're saying is to raise Wilder's UK domestic stock and presence and profile. So why would you not be willing to, if he gets past that test, to put Joshua on the contract? So that's why I say the walls are closing in. And I like this move from Deontay Wilder because this keeps the pressure. And unfortunately, in this boxing game, I've seen a lot of politics. Guys that are great fighters like Guillermo El Chicao Rigondeaux, he had to basically show his ass, pause, to get a Vasyl Lomachenko fight. It wasn't, he didn't get the fight just when he wanted it or when he said it. He had to constantly be picking at the scab, constantly making memes and posting memes and call outs and stuff. And then now the fight is done for December. You know what I mean? So I like this pressure from Deontay Wilder. And I think everybody should just learn from the past. There's a lot of guys like Edison Delata. He wanted to fight with Canelo. And it wasn't until he hopped on stage that he got the fight. He had to embarrass Canelo after Canelo's victory. And then Canelo was like, oh, hell no. He went too far. Oscar, I was born ready to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? Rigondeaux, he had to taunt Lomachenko and then have the fans on Lomachenko's page, who's kind of a fan favorite, screaming on him like, fight Rigo, fight Rigo. Now the fight's made. So I think all these guys, Deontay Wilder's doing a great job of it. I think Errol Spence should really do that. Push, you know what I mean? Floor it. Just put the pedal to the metal on Keith Thurman. You want to make that fight. You think you're ready for it. And the fans got to get behind it. Wilder versus Joshua is the biggest current heavyweight fight. Yes, and I'm including Tyson Fury. I do think Tyson Fury is a big fight for Joshua, but it can't be as big because Tyson Fury is coming off of an extremely long layoff. He hasn't fought since November 2015, and he's like a million stone right now. He's like real big. So we don't know what he's going to look like. He didn't have a license for a while to even box. So I think currently, based on momentum, the Wilder fight is bigger. People know who Wilder is as of right now. So I don't believe in this Dillion Whyte is raising his profile and all that. I think people know who. If Wilder goes to Joshua Tackham and then he's ringside, I'm pretty sure fans would be like, hey, mate, take a picture, mate. You know what I'm saying? Bloody hell, right? Cheerio. They'll be in the crowd knowing who Deontay Wilder is. So I don't believe in this whole raising the profile by fighting Dillion Whyte. But anyway, Wilder makes a very solid point in my view. And that's, okay, I'll fight Dillion Whyte in the UK. Pay me what you say you're going to pay me. But make sure you include the name Anthony Joshua on the contract. Meaning if I get past him, no bullshit, I get AJ. And that's fair. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.